Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to a very special YouTube installment of the Switch It Up show. On this episode, we're going to be talking a little bit about some Nintendo Switch accessories, our first ever accessory review here on the Switch It Up show on our YouTube channel. Thanks to our wonderful friends over at Fixture Gaming. They sent us two different items here, both of which have to deal with the Pro Controller. Now, just to let you know, they did send these to us for us to review on the show. But that being said, I'm going to give my honest opinion. We're going to go ahead and open this up together. I have not opened it yet. It is still all nicely sealed. So let's take a peek at this together from the awesome people over at Fixture Gaming. Now, this is for the Pro Controller. Here I have the normal classic Nintendo Switch Pro Controller. In my opinion, one of the best controllers that's out there for the consoles right now. And that's what this case is intended for. It's meant for you to be able to transport, I should say, your Pro Controller all around. So let's tear into it and see what we got here. Now, what's awesome about this, if you take a look, we're going to go ahead and move in close on it. You can see that texture, that CD wallet type of feel, and that's kind of what we have going on here with this case. And it's got that a little bit of springiness to it, but it's still got a hard, rigid exterior. You could definitely kind of, this could take a little bit of a beating. No, don't go too crazy. Don't throw it or anything like that. It does have this nice little handle as well that you can take around and bring with you. So I feel like it's a pretty nice case. It's pretty sturdy. And let's go ahead and we will open this up and we'll kind of see what's going on here. So as we undo this zipper, it's going to come all the way around if I can get it open. And as we go ahead and flip this case open, you're going to see a couple different compartments here, I think. So right away, we've got this awesome little cutout right here where the Switch Pro Controller is kind of just going to rest. And sure enough, it rests in there like perfectly snug. I really like how it sits in there. And this flap comes down, and if my math is correct, that looks like it's going to hold 10 Switch games. And up at the top here, we have a zipper pocket here where we can maybe store like the USB-C cable for charging the controller. You can probably fit a few other goodies in there as well. So it's nice to have just a little bit of extra storage. And then your game flap is going to flip down on top of the Pro Controller, and this has a little bit of give to it here, but it's still pretty sturdy. I don't feel like your Pro Controller is going to rattle around in there at all. And if you take a look at the side view here, as this comes down, that pocket right there, it's got a little bit of depth to it. That goes from that zipper all the way to the top of that case, and that case is still kind of hard and rigid, so you could definitely store some items in that top case, and they'd be protected, I think, pretty well. So everything kind of fits together here in like a sandwich type of method, and you got the controller on the bottom, the game case right there in the middle, and then of course your pocket, and it all zips up together. I like this case. It's pretty firm. It's strong, but yet it's not super crazy. It's nice and lightweight, easy to take around. If you're looking for a way to be able to transport your Nintendo Switch Pro Controller, I think this case is pretty much ideal, and it's got a little bit of extra storage as well. And you're going to see how this case factors in to the next accessory that we're talking about. All right, so we're going to jump right into the Fixture S1 kind of dock / mount. And again, it's part of the Take Your Pro Controller Anywhere like series of accessories here that they kind of have. It's not really a series, but the two work together. So here is our kind of dock / mount, and it's going to come right out of the case here. And what's cool about this, now normally you see these mounts, these docks, and like they're kind of flimsy, they don't feel so great, and they don't secure well. But what's cool about this is you get these instructions right here, and they show you how exactly it's going to fit into the dock. And you'll notice that you'll see it has arrows, and it's going to slide right into the Joy-Con slides, which is amazing because it's going to be on there super sturdy. And if we can get a good peek, I'm going to try my best. Bear with me, ladies and gentlemen, as I pull this open. This is actually a nice firm like pull on opening this up. And if you notice, it's not loose at all when I shake it or anything like that. It definitely feels like once the switch is in there, it's really not going anywhere. And if we can get a picture at the side here, I'm going to try to zoom in so you can see it. There's actually a down arrow. There it is. and you're going to be able to see exactly kind of how it fits in there. It's going to slide right down right into the rails of the Nintendo Switch. So let me grab my Switch here, and you'll get an idea of kind of how this is going to work. You're going to need to push that dock back a little bit, get it to kind of recline, and then you're just going to slide it down from the top, and you're going to feel it go in. It's tight, but you can definitely tell that it's in there correctly. There's no like crazy resistance or anything, and there's no sound or anything once it's fully installed. It's just going to kind of go in and fit right there onto the side of the Switch and the Joy-Con rails. And then that is it. The Switch is installed and it's pretty much ready to go. And then all we have to do is put all we have to do is put the Pro Controller into this dock. So as I struggle with it, there's a couple ways, but this is the best way right here. Being able to kind of angle it back, the top of it down, and then pushing the bottom in, and you'll feel it start to flex. And then you give it a hard press, it'll snap right in, and then you'll be good to go. You'll have your Nintendo Switch on the top portion, and of course your Pro Controller down there on the bottom, and it is definitely sturdy. And what's great about this is however you want to play, you're gonna be good. If you want to play a little bit more where your hand is kind of like flat or like at a 180 degree type level, you can angle the display back up or the Switch up. And if you play maybe with it tilted back, you can tilt the screen back. It works kind of both ways, and I feel like it does a pretty good job depending on however you want to play. I like this. There's not really like a lot of weight to it. It feels like it's not weighing the console down or anything like that. It doesn't feel too heavy. If you're going to be playing, you may want to make sure that it's not adding a whole bunch of weight because you want to be able to play with your Pro Controller. You're probably playing a more intense game and you don't want it to be throwing you off. And I definitely feel like that is not going to be the case. So the awesome people over at Fixture Gaming gave us 2 different accessories, and I want to hear from you. Which of these 2 different accessories do you like the most? Let us know over in the comments over on Twitter at SwitchItUpShow what you think about these 2 accessories from the great people over at Fixture Gaming.